Hello everyone, welcome to this video. It's on Math PSLE 2021 Paper 2, questions 11 and 12. This is the SMART strategy that I used for all my word problems suggested solution. And these are the two questions that I'm going to share with you today, questions 11 and 12. Let's start the first question. Question 11 is on percentage and ratio. The number of boys and girls taking part in the quiz are in the ratio of 7:4. And these students are put into two groups. So first and foremost, let me write down this ratio. Now 7:4 is their respective totals. So I'm going to start with the total students, boys to girls, 7:4. Alright, so 7 units belongs to the boys and 4 units belongs to the girls. So that is the total. Now the students are put into two groups. So I'm going to split this up into group P and group Q. Now they told us that 30% of the boys and 60% of the girls are in group P. Now if you have been following my video, I normally do not work with percentage. I work with fractions. So likewise for today, I'm going to change the 30% to a fraction. So it's this 30% is 3 out of 10. And my 60% will be 6 out of 10. Now, the 30% refer to the boys. Now, if you compare the denominator, 30% means 3 out of 10. That means 3 units of boys are in group P, and the 10 units should be the total boys. But 10 units is not the same as 7 here. So to make them the same, we have to work with common multiple of 10 and 7. So it goes back to P4 chapter on multiples. Alright, so to get 30% to have a denominator 7, I need to multiply it by 7 to get its equivalent. So this is my 21 here. Okay, so if this is 21, right, then this I need to get its 7t. So I have to times 10 here. Okay, so because it is referring to the same total number of boys, the denominator 70 has to be the same. Let's do the same thing for the girls. Alright, so here times 10, this will be our 40, meaning this one must change to 40. Okay, so multiply by 4, that gives me 24. Alright, okay, now with this new information, it's equivalent, I can plug in over here for group P and for group Q. Now for group P, we know that 21 units of boys belongs to group P. Alright, that means here should be 49. How did I get 49? 70 minus 21 gives me 49. Okay, the girls category, let's do the same thing. This is 24, so I plug in 24 here. Now, what about here? This will be my 16. How to get 16? 40 minus 24 gives me 16. Right? So I have the two sets of ratio for group P and for group Q. Now I'm going to try to answer question A. What is the ratio of the students in group P to group Q? Now students in group P means they are expecting us to find the total and the total of the respective group. So the total in group P will be 45. The total in group Q will be 65. Okay, let's plug this into part A. So 45 is to 65, and this can be simplified to 9 is to 13. So part A is done. Okay, I'm going to move on to part B in my next slide. Now, before I move on to part B, let me rewrite the information that we did in the previous slide. Okay, so you bear with me for a while. I just need to transfer the three ratios. So group P, group Q. So I have the total here, I have the total here. All right, this is my 70 and my 40. Okay, this is my 21, my 24, this is my 45. Okay, this is my 49, 16, and 65. Okay, right, I'm going to do part B. The number of boys in group P is fewer than 70. So they gave us a clue. They told us that the number of boys in group P must be fewer than 70. That means this 21 units must be fewer than 70. Now, to do this question, I will assume, I'm going to use assumption. Assume that 21 units is exactly 70 first. If 21 units is exactly 70, 1 unit will be 70 divided by 21. That gives me 3 point something. So it's approximately 3. It's approximately 3. Now, if 1 unit is 3, all right, so the boys in group P will be 21 units. So 21 times 3, that is 63, which is definitely fewer than 70. Okay, it makes sense. But because 70 divided by 21 is about 3 point something. So what if we take 1 unit to be a 4? If we round up the ratio, the decimal, if we round it up, then the boys in group P would be 21 times 4. That gives us 84, and it doesn't make sense because it has to be fewer than 70. So it's only 63. Okay, that means there are 63 boys in group P. So what is the largest possible total number of students taking part in the quiz? Now, if there are 63 boys in group P, that means this particular info is correct already. So I'm going to use 1 unit equals to 3 to settle my question. Now we want to know about the total number of students in taking part in the quiz. So the total students taking part in the quiz is actually 45 units from group P plus 65 units from group Q. Okay, where did these two values come from? Here and here. Just add this up. Right? So when 45 units is added to 65 units, okay, we obtained 110 units. So 110 units is actually 110 times 3. That is 330. So that is the answer for 11B. So question 11 is done. Okay, we shall move on to question number 12. Okay, question number 12 is on area of triangle and area of rectangle. Of course, perimeter is involved. Okay, let's take a look at the question. Now the figure is made up of 3 rectangles. I call this small, medium, and large. And the three rectangles are joined side by side, and there's a line that cuts across the three rectangles. The line cut across the three rectangles in such a way that we have the shaded portion and the unshaded portion. Okay, now part A, the perimeter of the shaded part is more than the perimeter of the unshaded part. So we settle for the perimeter first. Now the perimeter of the shaded part comprises of this line, this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this line here, and also including this line. Okay, so the perimeter of the shaded part will be the purple line plus the green line. Okay, so I'm going to write this here. This is the perimeter of the shaded. What about the perimeter of the unshaded? So perimeter of the unshaded will be here. This plus this and the green line. Okay, so this one, perimeter of the unshaded will be the blue line plus the green line. Okay, all right. Okay, now here we have to adopt something called now we all know very well that perimeter of irregular shapes or composite figures, the lines can be moved. The lines can be moved because they are parallel in property. Okay, what do I mean by the lines can be moved? Now I'm going to move this line up and this line up. So when I move the two horizontal line up, they will form part of the rectangle, the huge rectangle. Likewise, I move this out and this out, I will have the closed, the breadth part of the rectangle. Okay, so the purple line is now the purple line is now known as this. I'm going to resketch. The purple line is now like that. This is the purple line. Okay, plus the green line. Okay, so we have, this is the shaded perimeter. Okay, the perimeter, right? So this part is the perimeter of the shaded part. Okay, so let's complete this part. So this is actually 7 plus 3 plus 3. This is 13 cm. Okay, and this part is 2 plus 4 plus 8 is 14 cm. Okay, now one issue. What is the length of this? Not sure. So I'm going to use the value of x, a bit of algebra here. So I call that little line x cm. How about the green line? Okay, we shall call it g, the green line. Okay, all right, so perimeter of the shaded line, the shaded figure, right, is actually a trapezium. So the perimeter of the shaded will be equal to 13 plus 14 plus x plus g. Okay, what about perimeter of the unshaded? Okay, the unshaded looks like this. The green line plus the blue line. Okay, now the green line, again, we use G to represent. The blue line is actually 2 plus 4 plus 8. right? It's actually our 14. Then what about this one here? Okay, this one here is actually 13 minus x. Okay, right. So perimeter of the unshaded will be 14 plus g plus 13 minus x. Now, these two has a relationship. If you look at part A, the perimeter of the shaded part is actually 4 cm longer. It's actually 4 cm longer. Okay, all right. Now, that means the perimeter of the unshaded is 4 cm shorter. Okay, I'm going to rewrite the whole equation, right, into something like a simultaneous equation, but just involving one. Okay, all right. So I'm going to write down this as a balanced equation. Okay, so this one over here is 27 this part over here is actually 27 plus x plus g. Okay, all right. And then this one over here, the one below, is actually 27 minus x plus g. Now, to make the two perimeters equal, I have to add 4 to the unshaded. Now, these two are equal to each other. Okay, all right. So it's equating the two equations. So when we equate the two parameters, we can actually conclude that this is similar. So they are gone. When we compare them, these two are the same, gone. All right. Okay. Now then, what is plus x? Okay, I'm going to rewrite it over here. Okay, so x is equals to 4 minus x. Right, x is the one that is in the red equation, and 4 minus x is the one that is in the dark blue equation. Now, if I rewrite this, I can conclude that 2x is equals to 4. Then x must be equal to 2. Okay, so this part here is 2 cm. If this part is 2 cm, then this question mark will be 13 minus 2 gives us 11. So the length of AB is 11 cm found. This is the answer for part A. Right? So question 12 is actually not easy. All right? You have to actually make use of what you have learned in primary 4 and then a bit of parallel lines concept. Okay? So 12A is 11 cm. Do play back the video to revisit 12A. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to talk about 12B. Okay, so this is our 2 cm. This is our 11 cm. All right, from part A. Okay, part B is asking us to find the area of the shaded part. Now, to find the area of the shaded part, it is an easier question to do than part A. So what I need to do is, I will find the area of the super big rectangle. This one. Okay, an area of this super big rectangle. Now, this rectangle is actually 13 cm times 14 cm. So area of the big rectangle is 14 length times breadth. That will give me 182 square cm. Now this 182 square cm includes the unshaded region. So we have to minus the unshaded part away. Okay, so I shall name the unshaded part this way. I cut this, I call this 1, this portion is 2, and this 3. Okay, I'm going to find area of 1 first. Now, area of 1 is actually a rectangle. 1 looks like this. I'm going to resketch. It's actually 7 and 6. So the area of rectangle number 1 is actually 7 times 6, 42. Now, so it's found. I'm going to move on to the area of 2. And area of 2 looks like this. It is 3 here and 2 here. So again, length times breadth give me 6. Now, what about area of 3? Area of 3 is a rectangle, is a triangle. Okay, it's 11 here, right? And it is 14 here. So we apply half times base times height. Okay, and that gives us 77. Okay, to find the area of the shaded part, to find this area, the shaded part, okay, this part here. What we need to do is we take the big rectangle, which is 182, subtract 42, subtract 6, subtract 77, and this gives us 57. And 57, the answer is in square cm. So it means that 12B is done. Okay, now in today's video, part 4 is a little bit complex. So do feel free to always revisit my video, watch them again, the 2 solutions, and get a better understanding. Alright? So part 4, question 11 and 12, worked solutions are done. Now, the upcoming videos will be on questions 13 onwards. Okay, if you find my today's sharing easier to understand, manageable, all right? So don't forget to like my video, share my video with others, share to others, and don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe, you get notification of the newly uploaded videos. All right? Okay, it comes to the end of my today's sharing. PSLE 2021, paper 2, questions 11 and 12. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Do continue to get notified. Do continue to support my all my videos. All right? And see you again. Goodbye. Take care. This is Joseph.